Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad new Fangled Motion Picture Show.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. It is I, Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And this is another new Fangled Motion Picture Show. Tonight we are reviewing The Foreigner, starring Jackie Chan and
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan, thank you. As usual, we're going to do a spoiler-free review bit. Give you a spoiler warning, and then get more in-depth into it, because since there's a bit of a mystery going on, and it's a whole whodunit throughout the whole movie, there's a pretty big spoiler and a fairly decent twist that you find out about, 2/3 of the way through? Something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe 3/4 of the way through. But anyway, we'll get into that later. For now, the spoiler-free part. So, this is a good movie, I think. It's
pretty good.
not the movie that the trailers made it look to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, the movies make it look like...
The trailers.
Yeah, I'm tired. The trailers make the movie look like it's Jackie Chan MacGyvering a bunch of traps and, like, clever ways to take down a bunch of IRA the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's... I mean...
Mostly what the movie's about is him.
But...
Mostly what the movie is about is him trying to find out who in the IRA set off a bomb. His daughter was caught in this blast. She wasn't the target or anything like that. It's just the IRA set off a bomb in London, and his daughter was killed in the blast.
Yep.
And so now he's trying to find out who was responsible.
To get revenge.
Yeah, and so, I mean, that's most of the movie is him trying to find that out.
Yep. But yeah, the movie makes it look like it's a total, like, Taken thing, where it's everyone underestimates the guy, but he has all these skills,
yeah,
and he
it's
beats
just like
the crap out of terrorists the whole time.
Yeah, one action set piece after the other, but that's
not that.
It's not that.
So if you're going into it because of that, sorry.
Yeah, be forewarned. It's not a bad. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah,
actually.
it's a pretty good movie. It's just not that.
Yeah, there's some good action in it, but there's not as much action as the trailer made it look like.
Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of like suspense in the movie. And Pierce Brosnan probably gets at least as much screen time as Jackie Chan, maybe more.
I think he does get more screen time than Jackie Chan, actually.
Yeah, so Pierce Brosnan plays Liam, who's he's a member of Parliament, or
he's the I'm not exactly sure how the British government works, but he's the Northern Irish representative,
right? On the council, or I don't know if that's Parliament. He's a councilman.
Yeah,
I don't know if that is part of Parliament or what.
Yeah, I really don't know.
But anyway, he's a former, or claims to be former IRA guy who's reformed and now represents Northern Ireland to the British people in their government. And so he is also trying to figure out who done it, because this the relative peace that they've had for 2 decades with the IRA, the British government has had with the IRA for 2 decades or so, or almost 2 decades, is key to him keeping power within the government. Right. As soon as the peace is no longer perceived to be there, the British government will get rid of him.
Yep.
So he's also trying to find out who done it, because he didn't sanction the bombing, but he is still part of the IRA. And yeah, I mean, it's good. There's a lot of who done it. There's some good twists in there. Yeah.
Yep. So.
Oh, and meanwhile, obviously the British government's trying to investigate, because the bombers claim to be the true IRA?
Authentic
IRA.
Yeah, the authentic IRA.
And
the IRA's like, we don't know who these guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Irish. I once heard Irish Republican Army, who are not Republican nor an army or something like that.
Yeah.
Neither Republican nor an army. Yeah, Jackie Chan, like, through this movie has like this like 1,000-yard stare all the time. He's just like
Yeah.
just
I mean,
stares off and...
there's good reason for that when you find out his backstory, which we'll get more into in the spoiler part. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, it was appropriate, but yeah, he doesn't look like he's on the same planet as anyone in the same room with him.
Yeah.
The whole movie, except when he's beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, well, he actually
Then he's
gets
like
his...
focused and like.
There's never any one-sided fights in this movie. He gets his ass handed to him as well. I mean, as much as he dishes it out, he gets beat up.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
But yeah, so there's some good action sequences, some good suspense. If you're looking for a fun movie with, cool fight scenes and suspense bits, highly recommend it.
Yep.
Judging by the number of people in our theater, it certainly seems like it's going to do better than Blade Runner did at the box office.
It's unfortunate because Blade Runner was wonderful.
Yep. This movie also seems to have been made by like every Chinese movie studio.
Yeah, there's like
the opening is just like one Chinese production studio after another.
Yeah, it just keeps stacking on. It's based off a novel called The Chinaman.
Yep.
I don't know how closely it follows the novel. I have not read it, but
yep. Which they do keep referring to Jackie Chan as a Chinaman throughout the movie. But yeah, I guess The Foreigner probably tested better with American audiences.
Yeah,
is my guess for why
probably
they didn't name it that. But yeah, so I think that's really all we can say without getting into spoiler territory.
I think so.
So you are now warned. Spoilers from henceforth. So I feel like Pierce Brosnan really got screwed right at the very end. Like, he legitimately didn't want people killed in the bombings.
Right. It was all this. The point is the IRA. He sanctioned bombings, but the point was that the bomb was supposed to go off, but no one's supposed to be hurt. You're supposed to go off like at some financial institutions after hours or something.
Yeah.
So nobody be hurt, but they could still blame it on the IRA, and it was all part of this plan so he could get some pardons from the British government
for various IRA members who were in the wind, one of which being his cousin.
Right, and he could, because his plan was like, I can bring you I can get them to back down. I can bring you peace, get these bombings to stop, but you got to give me something to bargain with, and that was the pardons was the bargaining chip that he negotiated. And it was all a plan to get some pardons. But some members of the IRA were, because he claims to no longer be associated with any of them, but he is.
Right.
And some members were thinking this plan has no teeth. It's weak, and they wanted to restart the war essentially, which was
because it was a bunch of young hotheads basically that don't remember the violence and bloodbath that was the IRA at the height of their bombings and stuff.
Right. So yeah, and then in the end, because his mistress was one of this group, and he had no idea, but in the end, Jackie Chan's character had taken photo of them together and put it on the internet, so that he's now linked to these known terrorists because it had been released that she's who she is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got screwed. He had no idea she was actually a terrorist.
Right.
This whole movie until like right up in the end. So yeah, I do feel like he got screwed in the whole thing.
He already had like all of his real power stripped and was basically going to be a puppet of the British government to help them keep the peace with Northern Ireland.
Yeah, they were, because they found everything out and they were holding that over his head, and so But now, you know,
because his wife was implicated in the whole thing as well, and so they were using that
yeah,
to basically, like, we're telling him, like, you know, we can associate you with this and we can pull you out of power and everything, so you're gonna do what we say. And you know, they were gonna use him as a puppet there in Northern Ireland.
right. But then once that was revealed that his mistress was also a terrorist, then there's just no way they could ever spin that
Yeah,
in
like
their
your
favor.
wife is a terrorist and your mistress is a terrorist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just no way you can spin that. So, yeah, he was done for at that point. Yeah, that was, yeah, I almost felt unnecessary. Like, I think
I mean,
Jackie Chan could have walked
like,
away.
if he
But
hadn't ordered the bombings in the first place, Jackie Chan's daughter wouldn't have been killed.
that's true.
But to be fair, they also ignored what his orders were in the situation, and probably would have gone and done something on their own eventually anyway.
Yeah,
With or without his orders.
right. So, throughout, like, it's not revealed. Jackie Chan, I don't remember his character's name. It's like Quan.
Quan.
Uh,
It's some, like, really hard to pronounce, like, Vietnamese name.
Quan Ngoc Min. Yeah, throughout the movie, like, he's exhibiting all these skills. I was like, are they ever gonna tell us where he got these skills? And so it's like halfway through the movie about before they tell you.
Yeah, he fought for the South Vietnamese during the Vietnam War, trained by some U.S. Special Forces.
U.S. Special Forces trained him. And,
I forget the name of those forces, the indigenous forces that our Special Forces trained, and, like, basically trained them to counter the NVA's or the VC's guerrilla tactics with more guerrilla tactics.
Right, so that's what he uses,
Yeah.
all these, like, guerrilla tactics, and he sets these traps and
He set
punji...
he set a punji stick trap
Yeah.
and caught a guy, and the whole theater just went ooh and did that thing where they breathe in sharply through their teeth, and everyone clenched up
because it shows these nails go through this guy's foot.
And
like,
by nails, Nolan means, like, those like tent pegs.
oh yeah, they're really long. Like, this guy steps on him, and he's got this, like, boot. So he's got a boot, and he goes through the boot, through his foot, out the top, and still sticking like 3 inches out of the top of his boot.
And everyone in the theater just goes, ooh, and everyone's, like, clenched up and does that thing where you, like, bring your shoulders in close to your body.
Yeah, and then, like, this other guy, like, this other guy trips a tripwire, and this, like, crossbow goes off and shoots him in the thigh.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a pretty cool scene with those guys in the forest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the movie's, like I said, it's just not what I expected to be, which is fine. Still a good movie.
It didn't hurt the film for being different than what they showed.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Tired, Nolan?
yeah, God, it's kind of late film when we're recording this.
Yeah. We just got back from the movie theater just seeing this, which we went and saw, like, after dinner. So.
Oh, we had big dinner too. So
Yeah.
a little bit of itis-y.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot more to spoil. I mean, we know they get everyone. It is kind of, at first he keeps, like, every day going to the British counterterrorism force or whatever it's called. It's like IO-15 something, UO-15 something 15.
Yeah.
I don't even. Sorry if you're British and I offend you, but I don't know what it's called. But it's a counterterrorism group.
In America, we call it Homeland Security.
Right. And he goes there, like, every day to see if they have, like, any more information. He just wants names. He wants to know because he wants to go take care of this. And they can't ever give him anything.
He even tries to bribe the guy with 30,000 pounds.
Yeah. He reaches in this. He owns a Chinese restaurant, and he reaches in the bag and he pulls out this huge wad of cash.
Yeah.
And then, like, this stack's like 5 inches tall, and he's like, here. But he, like the takeout bag from his restaurant is like
Yeah.
on the table when he pulls out this wad of cash. The guy's just like, I can't take that. So then he sees Pierce Brosnan's character on the news, where they're talking about. So he knows who he is and talking about his former connections to the IRA. Yeah, and so he goes to him to see if he can get names, and he starts this like terror campaign against him just to convince him. Like he puts a bomb in the men's room in his office. No one gets hurt. I mean, all these at first, like you can tell he's kind of being careful not to actually hurt or kill anyone. He just wants to show like I can get to you. I can get to you. Give me names.
Oh man, and that fight scene though in the bed and breakfast he was staying in.
Oh yeah, they get thrown down so many stairs in that.
Yeah, and he just like beats the shit out of 4 dudes.
Right, but in the process he falls down this flight of stairs. I'm just like, oh, and he just looks like he's in so much pain when he gets up. He's like, oh,
yeah, like
God.
he looks like he's just like got an ibuprofen drip off screen.
he looks every bit his age in this movie too.
Yeah, which I mean, it's appropriate. He's basically the age of his character.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, his character is 61.
His character's 61, and Jackie Chan's actually 63.
Which makes sense for him to have fought in a guerrilla campaign in Vietnam during the war. So.
Right. But yeah, he's just like, oh God, he just looks so like he's in so much pain throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like a lot of back injuries in this movie. Like people get thrown backwards and they like hit their backs against like railings and tree branches and tree trunks, and
or get hit across the back with stuff.
Yeah, like they're gonna need chiropractor. Everyone in this movie is gonna need a chiropractor.
Or like fall from the 2nd floor onto pavement on their back.
Yeah, or fall down a flight of stairs on their back. And it's just like, oh man, a lot of hits to the back in this.
Yeah. Oh man, there's that scene where Jackie Chan like pulls his shirt off to cauterize that gun wound. His chest is just covered in scars.
Yeah, it's like all over his arms and his chest and stuff, and he cauterizes this wound on his shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably all we can really say about this movie.
Yeah,
our reviews of like more action oriented movies that we like tend to be shorter. There's not as much to say about them.
Right.
So.
What do you think of the guns, Niall? We haven't talked about guns in a movie.
The guns are fine. The IRA were using a bunch of G3s, which makes sense because they acquired a bunch after the Falklands War. And then the British counterterrorism guys were using G36s at the end. Although I think they've switched from that.
Oh man, we saw some lack of due process in this.
Oh yeah.
We don't know what the laws are in England.
Yeah, like we don't know if there's like laws in England that say, when dealing with terrorists and there's like an active bomb threat, just beat the ever living crap out of them until they tell you something and then execute them.
Yeah,
because that's what they did.
Yeah, to this woman, the woman that was Pierce Brosnan's mistress. Yeah, they just beat the shit out of her. And there was an off-screen torture scene. This guy's got this battery hooked up. He's like, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer. And then, like, cuts.
It's smash cuts.
Just smash cuts. He's on the phone. It's like, the bomb's on flight such and such,
Yeah.
And then after the end, it says, they get the order, no loose ends, like, yes, sir. And they just shoot the chick.
Yeah, so... But, yeah, so, I mean... Go see this movie.
Yep.
It deserves to do well. Go give all those Chinese studios your hard-earned money.
That's okay. You go to see any movie nowadays, you're going to give some Chinese studio your money.
Yeah. But, like, this is on, like, the level of, like, Great Wall or Warcraft. This is, like, almost
this
entirely.
Is, like, yeah, there's, like... Well, it's
like,
the STX, is that's a European company, right?
Maybe.
Everyone else is every other company is a Chinese company. Yeah. Then STX, and like, I think, is a European company.
I don't really care. I just bring it up because it was literally like 5 different ones.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them,
and it just kept going. Like, how many of these studio crawls are we gonna sit through? And like, oh, here's some music that sounds like it can be the opening of a movie. Oh no, that's just this Chinese company's music that they use in their crawl or in their bumper.
Oh, no.
Okay.
STX is American.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yep, they're located in Burbank. Film and television production. Yeah.
Yeah, so go see it.
But it's just I feel like everything that they do is attached to Chinese productions.
Could be. Maybe they're a subsidiary or something.
I don't know.
But yeah, go see it. Jackie Chan deserves for this movie to do well. It's not. I mean, it's getting decent user reviews, and like kind of mediocre critical reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Which is typical of an action movie anyway. So
it's not even that much of an action movie.
it's really not. It's more of a suspense movie.
Yeah,
but
I mean, there's some action
same
scenes.
thing.
There's some action scenes, but yeah, there's not nearly as much action as I expected going into it.
Yeah, the statement still holds true for this movie though. Like that genre just tends to not be critically received as well. But yeah, so next week we're seeing Marshall. Is that what that movie's called?
Yeah,
Marshall. Yeah. Starring Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Which
comes out this week. But we didn't really have the time to see both, so went with The Foreigner. Because Marshall's a total Oscar bait movie. It'll be in
around.
theaters for a hot minute. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, there is wait. Oh yeah, so there's not really anything coming out next week that we were interested in, so
right.
We're saving that.
We see Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman.
Maybe. Probably like I said before, though, probably not going to review that.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested to see it. Are we going to see Suburbicon?
Yeah, I want to see Suburbicon
with George Clooney and Matt Damon.
Yeah,
George Clooney directed Matt Damon.
Yeah, I want to see that.
It's got Oscar Isaac in it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I remember seeing him in the trailer.
I'll have to rewatch the trailer.
Oscar Isaac is interesting. He has this look where he can play Hispanic or white.
Yeah.
Depending on like what you're told that he is. You know?
That's a good way of putting that, but yeah. And then the week after that is Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, that's coming up soon, man.
Yeah, boy. Sure as hell seeing that. Although I doubt anything we have to say about that movie is going to affect anyone's desire to see it.
Probably not.
And then I'm actually more excited for Murder on the Orient Express than I am for Thor Ragnarok.
Alrighty.
So
yeah,
but I'm a sucker for like neat looking period movies. So, but yeah, that's what we got coming up. Sunday we will be streaming over on our Twitch channel, which that's probably today. I'm guessing this isn't going up tonight.
Probably not.
Yeah. So tonight, if you're watching this,
yeah,
as soon as it
goes
up,
in the evening, too,
unlikely.
So.
Tomorrow. It's Friday night.
Yeah, this is Friday.
It's Friday night. Yeah, so tomorrow night probably. If you're watching this on the day we post it, we will be streaming over on our Twitch channel as is tradition on Sundays. Don't know what we're streaming yet.
Yeah.
Might be Cuphead, might be Ogre, since that finally came out.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll stream something. I hope.
Stream.
And then, like I said, next week we'll be reviewing Marshall. Yeah. So that's what we got coming up. So until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.